Hi, hello, welcome back to my channel Tutor Things. Today in this video we are going to see Angular routings. So how to do routings and what are the two different kinds of routings we can do, like dynamic and basic routing we are going to see in this video. So before to know about routing, why we do routing is to achieve single page application concept in Angular. So what is meant by single page application and how it is different from traditional multi-page application. You have to know this before getting started into Angular concept, routing concept. So I have already made a video on that, like what is the differentiate between a single page application and multi-page application. So once go through this video for part 4. So after that we have to go through this tagless review video also. So because I'm using this tagless website to practice that thing or a routing kind of thing in an online platform. This is very easy to use, like without installing any dependencies. You can at a particular instant only you can do all kind of things at a particular instant only. Just clicking on Angular kind of thing in this website, you will get this project created. So I will show you that also. This is a platform where you can have to click just Angular TypeScript so that your application will be created within milliseconds. No need to download any kind of thing. So I'm using this website to show you in a practical way what is kind of routing all those concepts. So for single page application, as we discussed in that video, like it is only changing the view. So not unlike that asking server each time to get a new page like that, which is an MVC application. So unlike that, we are just calling only once to the server and we get response, and there is no refresh of the server every time, like based upon that response which we are getting from first time itself, and we are changing the views based upon the requirement which views to be shown. Like views is related to the components here in Angular. So what component, particular component which we have to display in the particular part, likewise. So to achieve that navigation part, that is from one view to next view, how we have to navigate by using this router concept. So Angular router enables the navigation by interpreting a browser URL as an instructor to change the view. So based upon the URL which you are giving the browser level, it will change the particular view which you want to see, likewise. So what is routing is this definition only. To navigate from one view to other view, we use routing concept to achieve single page application in Angular. So let's see the basic routing. After that we will see dynamic routing, like how to pass any other parameters, likewise in the URL, likewise, and to fetch the parameters which you are giving in the URL, and using that in other purposes, how we can do all these things we are going to see in this video. Let's see the basic routing. In the before getting started in the practical example, I want to mention that the one thing that is, if you haven't subscribed to my channel, please subscribe and click the bell icon so that you will never miss any update from us. So watch all the playlist once. We have done so many videos on HTML, CSS, JavaScript, and SQL, all kind of concepts. So that videos may definitely help you to understand better Angular concepts and other things. So let's see the routing concept. Here in this application, when we are at creating new application, you won't see any kind of what we call it as like views here. So only predefined app component will be there, and hello component is one extra component you can find. So that is not needed now. So what I want to do is, I want to create one more thing, that is routing kind of thing. So you have to have Angular generator in this tag blades. You don't have any CLI here to create any kind of thing. So if it is in the local machine you are doing, you will have CLI, or manually also you can create component services or kind of things by giving dot component extension, dot service extension, likewise. I want to create one module which is a app routing module. You will have this routing automatically. If you are creating your application, it will ask you want routing in this application or not. If you give yes, this particular file will be automatically created. So one most important thing you have to do before creating this module thing, you have to mention that in the app module.ts file. So this is a module, right? So decorator at the rate ng module is there here. So that considered as a module. So you have to mention that modules in the imports of this file. like app module. So app routing module I have given. So quick fix is nothing but you have to import that particular class also here. So you have imported here, and next one thing which you have to do is you have to go to that routing kind of thing, and here this is not a common module. This is a router module. So you have to change that one thing here. It's a router module. For why we are using is for routes we are using, and we have to pass one property here. So that is a constant property, any property where you have to define your routes likewise. So which is a constant property routes of type you have to mention. This is a type script, right, where you have to mention what kind of type it is likewise. So so you have to fix this. So you have to import this angular router kind of thing, and next in this you have to define kind of things like path, and for which path to you have to navigate to which component likewise. uh, Path you have to give in a string format, and component you have to give. I haven't created any component yet. Once I create, I will add kind of things also here. Similarly, you can give any more number of paths here, and you can also export this kind of thing also, what we called as we have here, right? So this router module you can export to other modules also. So to make it exportable, you have to mention it is in the export also. So that one thing I have mentioned here. Sorry, bracket is fine, not a flower bracket, normal bracket. Okay, export also you can do, and export to other component also. So these are the paths. I have to mention the components, right? So how we have created modules in a similar manner, you can also create components. Angular generator component, and have to create first component, and then I want to create one more component which is a second component also, to show you the difference, like how to call two different components from the routing path likewise. If I given as first in the URL, then I have to call the first component. If I have given like second in the URL, then I have to call this second component. So what the HTML view we have in the second is second works, and first component is first works. So these things are there. The routing we have defined a path, right? So component is also there. Let's take this URL here. To it is not small size, right? So I'm taking URL there. So whenever I give here a slash first, sorry, one part I have missed, right? So where you have to get this HTML view, like is a routing kind of thing, like, so where you have to display that thing also you have to mention. For example, this is an app component, right? So here I am mentioning router outlet. So this is the tag we have to use, where the view which you are fetching by using this path routing thing, that will be displayed and fitted into this router outlet. So hi is there in the app component. After that we have router outlet, like next to hi you will get the view. Either it may be the first component or second component based upon the URL which you are giving. So definition of routing is what? It enables the navigation by interpreting a browser URL as an instruction to change the view. How the view changed? View which view to be displayed with the corresponding particular components. Based upon the components, you will get the view. So I am giving here first. So first works, first component I have get. If I given as a path as second, you can see here second works will come. Yes, fine. So like this, you can switch from component to component by using this routing, basic routing concept. So this is the path which I have given as first and second, so that you will got this kind of components likewise. So this is basic routing. So what other thing you can do is dynamic routing. So instead of giving like first or second, I want to take only one component. Let's consider first component itself. So what I want to give is component as a name, and um, slash id. So if I give any value here, like maybe any id, any extra part, so based up I want to get that, like based upon that, I have to get that view. Like this is the path I will show you, right? So this is there, right? So, okay, in the previous example, so one more thing we can do, like if I given component of one, so first works is coming. So instead of giving any value or like two or three, like dynamic value, not only static, like component, first we give, first will works. Like here I am giving any number also, then the particular component is only working. So first works like so. If I want to take this value and display it in the component level also, we can do, like we can get the data, access the routing data also in dynamic binding. So I will show you that part. In the previous part, I have missed one thing that I want to show you. For example, first or second is like this now. So not only here we are getting outlet likewise things. Now you can add any links also, like we have in HTML, like href. This is a URL only, right? So if you want to get first component, I have writing the thing. It's a first component, and you have to get the second component also. Two links I am adding with a breakpoint because to make it different. Mm. So what I want to get is router link, like the URL I want to link. So which URL you have to call when we click on this particular link, likewise that thing also you can do, not only by the URL, like giving information pretending with the browser URL. You can also navigate by mentioning the URL here. So for example, what I have the URLs is first, right? So first, if I click on that particular link, it will go to the first routing path, likewise it will go to the second routing path, likewise. Let's see that example also. I forgot to show you that thing, so I'm explaining. I'm back to this first static routing only again. So so you can see two links here. If when I click on first component, here first works. When I click on second component, the second works. Likewise, not only with the URL, but also you can add any links to your Angular application, so that the rest of the view that will changes, like router outlet view will change dynamically when you are giving routing kind of things. So this is router link is a attribute which you have to use, that is Angular routing concept. So now let's see again with the coming back to the dynamic routing. So where we can pass, like I told you, right? So component we can pass values to that, like one or two, likewise. So data we can pass dynamic data, and also get, you can also get that data. I will show you how to get. So I want to remove these links first of all. So next, I want to make it as one component only. Let it be first component. So I have added like no need of component also. You can just give like dollar ID. So whatever the ID which you are giving, if you give numbers also, like not only particular component, likewise only, not only like that, you can give any number so that you will get a first component only. So for example, if I give as one, you see first works, likewise. So if we give two, then also first works, likewise. So whatever the URL you are mentioning, ID also, it will give that ID only. Any ID you can pass, that will give this component only. So unlike this, you can add an extra information also, like here you can add component slash ID, likewise also you can add, then also it will give the data. Like if I add component slash one, so you see, you will get first component self. Sorry, I have given wrong, I think. URL typing this one. So component slash one, if I give like this, something is wrong here. So let it be. which is best. It's like first component I am getting. So right, I have seen this shown you like this, right? So next, what I want to do is I want to capture that ID. For example, I will show you. If I give as one whatever first box is coming, right, I want to capture that ID. So for capturing that ID, what I have to use is activated routing concept. I have to use, that is, you have to inject that. First we have to use private, and that route which is of type activated route variable, we have to mention, and we have to use that routing thing, this dot route dot snapshot dot. For that we have to use paramap dot get. So by using this thing, so you can capture that ID. So I want to store that in any one variable. For example, ID, which is of any type. In TypeScript, we can mention any was one of the type. If you are not aware of anything, or if you want it could be string or whatever thing, you can give like this. So this dot ID, I want to capture that ID which you are passing in the URL. I want to store into this particular TypeScript variable, and I want to use that variable in the view. How we use in the view for binding, you have already seen my video, right? Binding, string interpolation, or expression binding. This is the first kind of binding. So this is what the URL you are giving. The ID you are passing is this ID. So ID you are passing is, you are passing sorry, you are passing the ID you are passing is this number. So I want to display this kind of thing while you are passing in the URL. I'm capturing that particular thing. So let's see, you can see here displayed, right? So ID not only for, I can pass any ID may be any, that will capture here and display here. 4 you can see, right? So the ID you are passing is 4. Likewise, you can capture the data dynamically, like pass the data dynamically and get the routing part thing. Static basic routing, I told you, right? For first fix it. So here in the routing, it's not fixed, like ID, any ID you can give. So not only string, I have given a type as a other type, right? So whatever, if it may be string or any kind of thing, that will consider, like the ID you have passed is first, or the name you can pass, like anything. Like this is a query which you are passing the URL. Sorry if asking. So that will goes and displays here. So this is all a concept of routing. So this is dynamic routing and static routing, I have told you, right? So only if you given first or second, then first component will comes or second component will comes. If you give as ID, that may be of any, like either maybe first component, second component will goes, and that will be displayed here, like as an ID. So you can capture that value, like pass that value or get that value dynamically and statically. uh, Routing also you can do. So that's all for this video. I hope you understand what is meant by routing concept in a clear picture, like to navigate from one view to other view, like watch component, or likewise we can have to do this routing concept. So I think you are clear with this. Hope if you like this video, give a big thumbs up below. And if you have any doubts regarding to this, feel free to comment in the comment section. We'll definitely reply to your comments and suggestions if you want to give any for me to improve my stand of giving concepts. And if you want to know any other concept in Angular, also you can feel free to comment. If I miss any part, also you can feel free to comment, so that I will take your comments and improve myself in upcoming videos. Share to your friends also who are at learning stage of web development, Angular concepts, all these things. That's all for this video. Thanks for watching. Bye bye.